3:05 p.m. Thursday, 3:05 p.m. Friday, November the 14th, 2014. Let me take this hair clip out of my hair. It's not working for me. I don't know why Mr. M told me he's got these girls. He said, I've got these girls in Spanger, and he pointed to the girls' bathroom. I wasn't going that way. I was just going to give him his pen back. Hello? Hi, Miss Neal. Glad I caught you. Oh, it's a Friday. But it's the rest of the weekend.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do this for my application.
Okay.
References, so I already know I'm not going to get a reference from Kelly because of my prior experience working with them.
Oh, really?
Where else have you worked prior to Kelly? All along.
Yeah, I've been a sub in Caddo. I also am a sub at Charter.
Did you sub through Caddo?
Yes, for 5 years.
Okay, so how long have you been with Kelly?
They hired me 2 years ago in 2012.
So did you sub for Caddo in between that time or just strictly with them?
Both. I did both.
The reason why I'm asking is because I had a hard time getting employment verification for someone else that had left Kelly.
Okay.
And she was actually gone. She hadn't worked with them in a while.
Yeah.
Thought she had a job, and then she ended up coming here trying to get on our stuff with her. We did, in fact, get her on board, but then she got a job and she never started.
Yeah.
Because she had suffered. So the reason I'm saying all this is because I know what I went through before trying to get them to give me a verification. They said they didn't have headquarters or didn't have this, and they couldn't answer. And I went back and forth. I told them that I can't hire you if I can't verify where you work. So that's why I'm asking you.
Right.
Please tell me you work somewhere else.
Right.
Because I already know I'm not going to get cooperation.
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah.
Just that nobody
Right.
seemed to be willing to help me.
Uh-huh.
And they didn't seem like they had a set HR department anywhere. I don't know
Yeah.
if that changed.
Well, I called the corporate office and I talked to their human resources office at the corporate level. I don't know where they're located, but they handle my payroll issues.
You had
Yeah.
HR contact number for corporate?
Right.
You didn't have to go, because see, the other thing with some of these, like a casino, they had you go through this thing when you have to pay to get somebody's reference. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Well, let me try that number.
Yeah.
Let me try going through that.
Because they handled it, and they said, you know what, we're going to take care of this. They should have taken care of it at the local office.
Okay, well, what I'll do, I'm going to give you an app.
Okay.
Bring it back. Are you working Monday?
No.
I'm not sure yet.
I haven't been called or anything,
Okay.
so.
If you're not working Monday,
Okay.
bring me the employment app.
Okay.
Give me the information.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Disclosure. I'm going to go ahead and start calling your reference. When I say reference, I'm talking about employer.
Okay, sure.
Not personal references or professional references, because I can't use that.
I don't know if you call Canada, that's gonna.
I can get Canada, that's not a problem. If you were stuck there, they should be able to provide me something, because one time they weren't.
Oh, really?
They told me they didn't keep records of stuff. I'm like, really? And then the next time, apparently that changed. Okay, this is a reference disclosure. On this form, let me get a pen, because I don't need to keep every little line. And you can just bring this back to me on Monday after the meeting, sure, and then I can go ahead and start checking on the references.
Okay.
Just put your name, don't do current report, because what I'll do is make copies of this, and then I'll write
Okay.
what I need.
Okay.
Make sure you punch your name here, don't forget your social, you gotta have it. Sign it, and date it, that's it. And what happens, I fax this form to Tattletale School Board. They will send it back, and it shows position held, substitute, base employed, that's it. They generally don't give out anything else. Every now and then, somebody may check off an excellent or whatever, but the Cattle generally use the teachers. They don't, they'll just say all evaluations are satisfactory, but they don't give you any. And technically, by law, people should be doing that. So they
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not supposed to.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
don't give out anything, but
Uh-huh.
you work here, this is when you work, from here to here, and this is what you work. That's it.
Okay.
I don't verify the salary, I don't tell them anything, because it's a privacy act issue. That's the law.
I didn't know that. I'm so glad you told me
A lot
that.
of people tell me, and what I have found since I've been working in Louisiana is that for teachers, they sometimes have to give out additional information as far as evaluation because you're working at team. And, especially like down here, no records of misconduct or records of misconduct, because I have gotten these back where the person says, call me. And they check record of misconduct. And they'll just tell me there was a problem. They won't go into detail, and we just need to make it, because you can't have somebody that has issues.
Right.
And I would do the same person.
Right.
Or if I put down as, hey, come on, this one mainly, if there was, whatever, I would just say, no, I would not rehire him, and I let them decide from there. But if there was a case of that, especially if it's wrong with a child, I would let them know without going into any great detail. Okay, so.
Well, did you ask the person, like, what their son's story is or anything? Did you get that information back?
No.
So if they say that, then they lose their job opportunity because of it.
Probably.
Because of what somebody said. Whether
Well,
it's true, right?
It just depends, because the other side of that too is when you get the, believe it or not, a lot of people are very upfront with me when they come in here. They'll tell me, I've had a couple people tell me they had a situation where something going to show up on their record, because background check's going to show everything.
Right, yeah.
And then so, I had another case where there was a situation with a person, a teacher and a child. It wasn't even physical things or anything like that, but it did show up on their record. That's what I'm asking about. But usually, I let the director make that call.
Right.
I don't generally ask people stuff like that, because now if they kind of ask or kind of feel like, well, is there anything that I didn't do? I said, well, we just couldn't get a positive feedback back on one of your, and maybe something like that. It just depends. It's a case-by-case situation depending on what it is. Because most people already know something went down.
Right.
And the best thing is, say it up front, because if you don't, it will come out.
Yeah.
So, but it can hinder a person. On this one, make sure you just complete everything. And when you get back here, like your current employer will be Kelly or whoever, and then give me that number for that corporate office, okay?
Okay.
And I don't need any supervisor's name and title, just position could be sub, type of experience, whatever. And you haven't left, you're still there now. And like some people, they'll say, no, don't contact your current employer because they are, they may not get the job, and they're going to blow their opportunity. And that's not going to stop you from getting a job. Because I always say, listen, let people. I say, no, because I don't always want to let somebody know what I'm doing. It's not that you're being sneaky, but some people are like, oh, you trying to leave? Okay, well then go ahead on, and then you don't have a job.
Right.
So that's not from my perspective, okay? Because there's been cases where I have told people I was leaving and didn't mind them calling, and there were cases where I didn't want to tell them I was leaving because I knew they would probably have something to say. So don't let that discourage you. Now, like I said, since we call them corporate, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, but then the next thing you said probably cattle.
Right. There's teachers that I've worked for that call me to work for them.
I can't call teachers. I have to verify your employment. It has to be employment. See, that's a professional.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. I can't call individuals because individuals are going to speak highly of me. Why would you give me somebody that's going to dog you out?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why we can't. Because you said, well, I gave you my references. Because I had a lady the other day. She said, but I gave you 3 reference letters. I'm like, ma'am, I'm not gonna give anybody a professional reference for me that's gonna talk bad about me.
Right.
I've been doing this about 20 years, so
Uh-huh.
I know that game. So I thought I need to just verify you work where you sat. So that's all I'm looking for. I don't care
Yeah.
about what you did or who didn't like you, because
Yeah.
I know that happens all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not you. You may not have done a thing. I may not have done a thing. This person just didn't like me because your hair is red.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's just that simple.
Yeah.
So whoever your previous employer past, I'm looking for 10 years worth of service.
Oh,
work
okay.
experience.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I'm looking for.
Okay.
And it says it right here, at least 10 years. That's it. And if you
Yeah.
have any gaps in between there, on this back page, all you need to do is just say, I was out ill or taking care of a sick child, parent,
Mhm.
you know, whatever. And then just fill out the rest of it. I'm not, you know, if you want to put some people's
Right.
names.
Well, like, you know, I was a homeschool teacher for 5 years. I was a registered homeschool teacher through the Department of Education.
Oh, really?
So I don't know how you would verify that. I've got the homeschool registration papers, but
Was that within the 10 years, or was that?
that was within the last 10 years because my son's 13 now. So I wasn't a paid position though. You know,
No, I know, but you were, yeah.
Some of us just want paid employers probably.
Probably, because I can't verify it. Because
Yeah,
I don't
the
know
only
how.
thing I could do would be bring the registration forms, but I don't know if that's not really the professional experience.
Yeah,
Not being classified.
no, I know what
I don't
you're
know. Some people count it and they say, well, you homeschooled for 5 years.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
you did homeschool, but the thing
Yeah.
is, I can't, you know you work.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
But I
Okay.
So this is actually 10 years, you know, and if that falls within that 10 years, just explain on the other side, you know, homeschool child from this time to that
Yeah.
time, and then just pick up whoever comes next.
Yeah. Because I was a housewife when my son was little, so there's probably going to be some years in there that I didn't work.
Okay.
So,
Well,
you know, let's put that up.
if, how far back can you go minus the whole homeschool?
2008.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
2008 through 2014?
Yeah.
Before homeschool?
Yeah, well, I did homeschool during that time period too, and before that. So, you know.
I just need to at least have 2 employers that I can verify.
Yeah.
I normally ask for 3, but with subs I give a little wiggle room because it's so hard sometimes to get stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's, like
Uh-huh.
it's permanent, so if something were to
Yeah.
happen, I can always say,
Yeah.
what that goes. So,
I was just tired of having all your charter to be and stuff over there too, and I've already done all the paperwork and background checks and references and everything there.
see, that would be,
But I haven't worked a single day for them yet.
that would be an issue. I know you got cattle.
Yeah.
So let's just hope they come through, because they've been kind of slow here lately.
Yeah.
I'll call.
Okay.
I hope that lady don't leave, because she knows she has to see me today. I'll call Kelly, that number you have.
And then there's Pearson. I worked for them. I was an employee with them for a year, scoring portfolios and alternate assessments and
Where's
special
that?
ed. That is in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Oh, wow.
So I've got their number and everything.
Okay.
And they say,
Virginia Beach,
that's
Virginia.
so I can do that. That's not a problem.
Okay, all right. Well,
So that would be 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And I like I said, I'm trying to, hoping I can just get through, because usually cattles I can get pretty fast, but here lately they've been kind of dragging their feet. I don't know what's going on. They might be just busy. But that's it. And so, in the meantime, you want to take my number, or you write it on the back?
Oh, you can just write it on the back, yeah.
This is my direct line, so you don't have to go through the front desk. If you have any questions or anything, come up or just say, well, can I use this or can't use it, just call me, I'll be here.
Yeah.
So that's it. So anytime money except between lunchtime, which is varies for me.
Okay.
And even because I want to kind of make sure before you leave, in case you want to bring, I would like for you to make sure I got everything on there. I hate for you to leave and then there's something missing.
Okay.
And so then after that, once I get that done, I'll start on that next week as soon as I get it. As soon as I get that done, then I'll put you down for your background check.
Okay.
We'll give you the check to we pay for it. You have to reimburse it.
Okay.
And then, once I get your references and get that done,
Okay.
even while you're getting your background check, your name will be added and you'll be able to start.
Oh, great. Yeah, because I've never been arrested or anything. Yeah. So that won't be
worried about that. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
I'll have that answer back within 24, 48 hours.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
don't have to wait for that 6 to 8 weeks.
I
I don't do that.
Because I have experiences way before I got married, but that's 20 years ago, so you don't want that.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
reason.
Okay.
So, I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
And, let me see what else. I think we may have something for you for a little while soon with Mr. M.
Okay, well, sure, we'll work it out and see.
I told him I was trying to bring on someone else who was familiar and been here. You worked for him today, didn't you?
I did. I was Miss Beyonce's favorite 8th grade sub, and she used to always
She
call
was
me.
here right when I started working. I've only been here a little over.
I wondered what happened to her, and they told me she went to Monroe.
Yeah, she moved.
And I wondered why she stopped calling me, and that was
I talked to her. Oh, it's been a while. But she was thinking about coming back here to teach again, but I think that kind of went by the wayside for her. I don't know what happened, but yeah, but she was here when I came here to work, because I hadn't been here that long. And then, that end of that year, she left. Yeah, I liked her.
Yeah.
But anyway, so.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I have something, little something for you.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. I appreciate the experience.
Till I get that.
Okay, I'll bring it back Monday.
And like I said, I'll be, because I know I have their HR department number, so I already got a fact sheet for them. I just need to give me that thing to Kelly and make sure that's the HR person, and then whoever else you can find. I just need your HR, all I'm doing is verifying for me.
Okay.
And then once I get those, if I can get 2 really good ones, I'm happy.
Okay.
Our third one would be great.
Okay.
Then I'll call you and take in the morning and we'll schedule your background check for that same day or whenever it's convenient.
So I can't list the teachers that I've worked for here or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. All right, thank you.
They're gonna love you, and that's not what I need.
Okay. All right, thank you. Fair enough. I appreciate you being honest. Thank you. All right, bye-bye. They have something for me for a little while anyway. That's good. Because after 10 days, it's $100 a day. And I only sleep 4 or 5 hours a night anyway. So if I can work Circle K overnight, especially if I can do overnight on the weekend at Circle K. I can just sleep in the afternoons after school. I might have to get some type of hearing something to keep me from hearing the noise level if it's too loud, but hopefully that will work out. I don't know what kind of reference that I'm going to get. You know, she really wanted me to get Cato, and she said she's just going to verify their employment, my employment. And that's all that she's concerned about, to make sure I work there. So, you know, that's the case. You know, all I can say is that she wants me to sign for it, for her to call Cato. She said getting Cato is the main thing. She's going to have at least 2 references. And, you know, all I can say is that Mary Nash Robinson called me back and told me I needed to come meet with her and we'd come to some agreement. So I'm still not terminated, but I'm kind of in limbo because they still don't have me in ASOP. And I didn't tell her any of that because I don't she said people were up front with her and tell her straight up front, but there wasn't any reason for it to begin with. And bottom line is that I audiotaped every situation in those schools that I was banned from. I shouldn't have been, and Dr. Robinson knows that. So just opening your mouth and saying things that are untrue just because you think you know something when Mr. Allen wasn't there at any of those schools and Mr. Graham wasn't there, and that Mr. Graham just went on a fishing trip and decided to see who had been excluded the most, which is a relative comparison anyway. So what? Some people are excluded, some aren't. There are arbitrary reasons. You know, people can choose to do that. Schools can do that. School secretaries do that, and that's what's happened to me. And she's going to know that HR manager that I just talked to, she's going to know if they tell her that. If she tells me that there's a problem with my references and, you know, that one of the references didn't go through, you know, that she can't hire me, then I'll know what it was. And then I'll have a defamation lawsuit on my hands. And she won't divulge that information to me, but, you know, I can subpoena that information. So, you know, that's a defamation lawsuit because I can prove I didn't do anything wrong. It's not a question of what I can prove and can't prove. That's a no-brainer. And so he said, she said games. It's inappropriate. That blacklist of substitute teachers was wrong anyway. It's against the law, and it's not even valid because of that, because that would violate the Constitution. You can't have agencies. There's nobody that is above the Constitution of the United States. And every agency, law enforcement agency, from the dog catcher to the school board, to the police jury, to the commissioners, the Caddo commissioners, everybody is bound by the Constitution, and the Constitution says that. It says that you have a right to equal protection under the law. And that means that no government agency has the right to rise above the law. And since Mr. Graham himself was not present at any of those schools, and I proved that at least two of those, you know, I hadn't even worked at one of them, and the other one, it was a secretary who listed me as banned when, in fact, I hadn't. You know, done anything. So, you know, that's where we are with this, and I don't know, maybe Monday if I go give it back to her, then I'll tell her then. I'm still thinking, it's going through my mind right now, and I'm still considering the issue, because I've got to bring the paperwork back to her. And so she already knows, I think. You know, and I didn't tell her. I could still tell her Monday, and I could show her the list. And maybe she could help me and get me back on the sub list for Caddo. And that really upsets me. You know, she's saying that she wouldn't ask me for an explanation if she got a would not rehire reference. But she says all she's doing is verifying that I worked there. And the fact that I worked there for 5 years, you know, in itself should be enough testimony that I can do the job, because people who can't do the job don't keep their jobs for 5 years. This is my 6th year in Caddo. And so I'm nervous about that, but I need the answer now anyway. I could choose not to list Caddo. I could just list Pearson, and I could just list Who else? Homeschool. And it scares me because then it's going to cost me that job opportunity there. They pay tuition for their teachers, and they're an alternate certification program. So they're tough kids to work for, but they have the best discipline policies I have ever seen at a school that has to deal with children that are difficult to deal with. They are the best that I've ever seen. And if Caddo Parish did things the way they do, I think that there would be big changes that would happen with the students that have such terrible behavior problems. So I'm on Mitchell at Dillingham. So I'll think about it this weekend, and see what I'm going to do about it. Because I had never told her I worked in Caddo, but she's saying it doesn't make sense to me either. She says she can't take professional or personal references. It has to be from the employers themselves. So that means no coworkers. It has to be the Human Resources Department, which is going to be a no-brainer. Lori Acker, I was promoted to supervisor there. And I got bonuses and awards when I worked at Pearson. So that's no-brainers. At Pearson homeschool, there was nobody to supervise me except that I had to make sure Jake took his test every year and turned in the paperwork properly, So the two jobs that I've had have been Caddo Parish Schools as a substitute teacher, and then Pearson. I know that HR lady I just talked to could really help me if she chose to in dealing with Caddo, but she's not a Caddo employee. But if she wanted to step up to the plate, just for seeing something that's not right after she hears my side of the story, she'll call them and they'll tell her what they say. But if she's going to ask them that, but I have my hire paperwork from when I was hired to work at Caddo, and the date is September 30th, 2009, that they hired me. So Ms. Piontek called me the first year I was hired. I started working there in 2012. So Caddo, Kelly, and Pearson, those are the three. She said she has to have at least two. She said she can't ever get confirmation from Kelly. So I don't see why not, though. Because I called the corporate office and got HR, payroll. It was payroll department, and then the scheduling coordinator. So it wasn't human resources, but they have a human resources department, and the instructional coordinator can verify that. She can verify my employment. Payroll probably could too, but she wants human resources. And she said it was the local office; they never would verify employment when she called for references for people that had been working as substitutes through Kelly.
and it's because that's what it was, that they were switching employers, and that's why. That's what I think it is, because they didn't want to lose their employees to have them get hired, which I think that's wrong, you know. They shouldn't be able to get away with doing that to people, but it doesn't surprise me. She was calling the local office, and they're terrible at the local office. That are the one who handles the substitute teachers for Kelly is a bitch on wheels, completely uncooperative and nothing but attitude, and refuses to do the basic things she should be doing for her job. So, I'm surprised that she didn't do that, though. I'm surprised she didn't call corporate over the issue, you know, because then she probably missed out on some good subs. She told me a story about one girl that applied to be a sub, and she couldn't verify her employment from Kelly, and even though she had been subbing there, you know. But the reason that Mr. Graham excluded me was because I was one of the people who had been most excluded, had been excluded from the most schools. And even if I had, there were no reasons listed for 17 out of the 19 schools. No reason listed at all. So he wasn't there, he doesn't know, and they just decided they didn't want me anymore. So how does he know what their reason is, or if it was a good reason to exclude me? Since he didn't witness it and there was nothing given to him in writing to say that there was a reason to do it. Maybe it was a typo and somebody was just, you know, filling out the ASOP page or going through the substitute teacher exclusion list and accidentally clicked a bunch of stuff, given the fact especially that one of the schools that excluded me is a school I've never worked at. So, that, you know, would seem to me like that should have been something that should have been looked at. $100 a day, that would really be great. She said for a little while they might have something for me. So, and if it's the science position, that other teacher told me that he had offered it to her, and she is a certified teacher. So I know she's telling me the truth when she said that she had to have certified teachers to fill those positions. But the other teacher, she's been doing the job already for 2 weeks, I don't understand why she didn't give an answer, because she's already doing it anyway. She's making $100 a day, but why wouldn't she give him an answer? And because he asked me about the same position when I talked to him today, and you know, so I told her that, and you know, it's one thing to have somebody ask you to do something like that, but you shouldn't take it for granted, because he may never ask her again to do, you know, substitute teaching. So, you know, $100 a day is $2,000 a month. You know, that's really good pay, and you know, especially if you're not teaching, you know, if you're, I mean, for a certified teacher, that's not good pay. But I think she's retired anyway. You know, so I don't know. Maybe it's because she was a certified teacher and she had a whole career as teaching. It doesn't mean that much to her, or maybe she just, I don't know. She said she told me she was aware of the fact she had not given him an answer yet, so she knows that. She's aware of that fact. and I don't know why she hasn't answered him. You know, but she was really doing a lot to help me, you know. So, you know, I hope it works out. It is 3:40 p.m. Friday, November the 14th, 2014. Mr. Ross is the best I have ever seen anybody with handling difficult children. He is so good at it. He is so good at it. He knows behavior management like the back of his hand. He knows advanced behavior management. He doesn't miss. He's good at it, and he doesn't have any problem, you know, with it. So, I think I could learn a lot from him, and I did learn a lot from him when I worked with him. He just makes you feel so relieved. I feel so relieved when he is on the hall that I work, because he's so good at what he does, and he takes away the stress of bad behavior situations. He takes the stress off of the teachers. He takes control of it. He takes the stress off the students that are behaving badly too. Even though he lays it on the line for them, he puts them back on the straight and narrow. And you can see after they go through that process that, you know, they're relieved and they're acting out, and all the things that they're doing to be disruptive, you know, that all goes away. And there's another guy that does security there too that's also really good and is very good at it. So I don't know, but people like him, they should be school board. I would put Mr. Ross in charge of discipline for Caddo Parish. And just because he's that good, I've never seen anybody in security that capable of doing, you know, that kind of work. I have no idea who that guy was walking on the street there. You know, and I would love to sit and just pick his brain, really. That would make me happy. But he'll talk to you. He's an easy person to talk to, and he's a very smart man. I was teaching a class, I think once, and he started teaching it because he enjoyed it, and he knows he's an educated man, and he knows the subjects, math, science, and all that stuff. And so, you know, he's a very capable individual, and you know, I wish that he could teach all the security guards in Caddo Parish how to run security and how to run these schools, because if Caddo Parish took the same approach to discipline issues as Mr. Ross and the security guards at Linwood, it would be an incredible difference, because those kids there actually